Champion drive. I'm very, very pleased with the quality that we've got out here to represent each of these individual classes, and when you get out here as far as gilts that are still very basic in terms of function and very real world in the way that they're made in terms of flexibility and feet and legs, and still being feminine and still being without being too coarse and being stout and muscular, and still having really good underlines and qualities evolving. Still everything's awfully good. It's very humbling to go ahead and still have gilts that are still out here and have the ability to use. And you know, I had the pleasure of reading an article that I hope maybe someday might get published where everybody can read it by a fellow hogsman, Marty Roth, and it was a really interesting letter to read, and it is actually an editorial that talks about judges and how ridiculous that some things are being put together in terms of form and function and being on the edge of ridiculous and not being real world enough. And maybe at some point in time everybody can have access to that editorial. It's really, really interesting and still very, very straightforward without being too blunt, but a lot of stuff that needs to be said in terms of the way that judges handle themselves in the ring, and the way that some of this hog deal and just general livestock is. And in the junior part of this thing is not getting away from form and function, and just getting kind of crazy and just getting as wild and out there as you can make them, instead of just being more interested in just making them right and making them good. With that being said, I think we've got 4 that are right and that are good, and I think they're going to be represented by really, really exceptional gilt that's really, really hard to make in terms of still being the way that she's made and still having the breed character that she does. Looking like a sow with still being, you know, having the maturity pattern and still be a gilt. Young lady out of the oldest class is going to be your champion Landrace gilt. Congratulations, young lady. Good job.